Wilson tennis balls. All court conditions. Three tennis balls came in a container like that. I'm not sure like they. This is the old those old 2 liter bottles. Well, they developed it on other bottles to make the bottle stand up on the shelf. Retail price $5.99. See, I wasn't kidding. There appears to be more felt on it. I know I'm not left-handed, so. Okay. That even looks smaller. It does bounce, but I already scored that one for what I need it for. So, that's what we're looking at. Doesn't necessarily matter where or in what conditions the tennis ball actually contacts the ground, but there's very little give to that, and it feels different. It doesn't feel quite as soft. It's only got 1 day of use out of it though. I don't necessarily believe that the felt actually wears off a carpeted surface, and I didn't actually use the walker after I scored the tennis balls yesterday. So I'm going to call that 1 day of use. And that wear pattern is usually a little bigger, and that's a little less softer. Now it's not drastic heat, so I'm not exactly sure what the wear pattern is, but I'm fairly certain that when the temperature is between 85 and above on the pavement, the rubber basically melts. That synthetic rubber that the felt protects basically melts, and it's easier for the tennis ball to get punctured. And once you have a hole, the aluminum post is able to drive through that tennis ball and drag on the ground. Am I going to buy this again? Yes. But this is the first time I've used these tennis balls. Usually I get 3 to 7 days worth of use out of them. Every once in a while I'll get 2 weeks worth of use out of the tennis balls. So hopefully I'm hoping to get above 3. So as long as I don't have to change a tennis ball before 7 days from now, I'll consider that a victory. Did these bounce? Yes. Because they were smaller size, I was able to actually play catch with them. Even though it's more fun to play catch with another human being. They were actually easier to puncture than the previous tennis balls I bought. I'm not sure, but they did feel like they had more pressure, and the air inside the tennis ball basically put a little more resistance into the tennis ball itself, which actually made it easier to make a score mark. So you can actually insert the tennis ball onto the aluminum post of the walker. Here. Will I buy these tennis balls again? Yes. if I had to. Since I cannot play tennis effectively, I can't make a product review on the tennis ball itself for its intended purpose. But as a walker glider, it might actually survive longer than 7 days. Day one, the felt has no control, but the rubber casing inside the tennis ball seems to be a little better construction. So I would recommend this tennis ball even for tennis because it was pressurized and it did have good bounce to it. That's a linoleum floor. There's nothing but concrete under it. In fact, it's probably rebar concrete. That's just a rough guess, but it's basically concrete. So these tennis balls are pressurized. They are intended for any court, and I would believe it. And yes, I would actually buy these tennis balls again. For the intended purpose of a walker glider, depending on what sort of wear I will get out of these 2 tennis balls over the next week. For anybody who's made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. I'll see everybody in the next video.